Welcome to All Things Power, the electrifying podcast by Cummins Arabia, where we explore sustainable power generation technologies, climate change, zero emissions, and more.
Welcome to the All Things Power podcast. This is our Future of Energy section where we explore latest innovations and trends in the energy sector. I'm your host Maninder, and today we have a very special guest with us. Please meet and welcome Lucio, who is the Senior Director for New Energy Solutions at Cummins. Welcome to the show, Lucio.
Thanks for having me, Maninder.
We are thrilled to have you, Lucio. And very soon we'll get into the questions that we have for you. But before we dive into the latest, the exciting developments happening at Cummins right now, can you tell us a little bit more about your role at Cummins and yourself?
Sure, absolutely. So I work for the Power Systems business unit at Cummins, and I lead the global new energy solutions. So we are primarily responsible for developing, launching, and scaling new technologies such as battery energy storage systems, hydrogen fuel cells, and microgrids. Our team is well aligned with our Destination Zero, which is the Cummins strategy for reducing emissions by releasing solutions, net zero solutions that will reduce emissions and then reducing emissions across our product portfolio.
That's a very exciting role to be in, I must say, especially given that the energy industry is going through such a transformation. Speaking of which, the Middle East region has historically been more dominant by fossil fuels. So how do you see the energy storage evolving in this region? Are there any specific opportunities or challenges that you see are unique to this market?
Yes, a great question. The Middle East is actually making bold moves related to introducing cleaner and sustainable energy. We have initiatives like new net zero UAE 2050. Another one is the Saudi Vision 2030. Right? Those are a couple of examples of bold aspirations to reduce emissions. There are quite a few renewables being deployed in Middle East, and every time you have, especially solar, and every time you have solar, BESS is a fantastic complement. So, in my opinion, the BESS will play a critical role in this transition, right? So, BESS actually helps solar, wind, renewables in general to be more efficient, to run more efficient, and reduce variation by, for example, let's use solar. You will be able to store the energy when the sun is shining, and you can later deploy it in the evenings or when you have a cloudy hour. So that's how BESS can help reduce the variation and also improve efficiency on those systems. So this region, there's plenty of opportunities, but there's also challenges. Challenges such as, high temperature, right? So that's when developing innovative solutions makes a lot of difference.
That's really very insightful. So let's now talk about the big news, shall we? So Cummins has just released the first battery energy storage system, also called the BESS solution. So could you tell us a bit more about this exciting development?
Yeah, I'm thrilled that for the first time in our company history, we are adding battery energy storage systems to our portfolio of power generation products. Our products, they are modular, they are scalable, and they range from 200 kilowatt hour up to 2 megawatt hour, ideal for behind the meter applications such as off-grid, such as peak shaving, energy arbitrage, and even standby. Perfect for commercial and industrial segments. For instance, hotels, shopping malls, commercial buildings, manufacturing sites, and many more. So very excited, and I think there is a big market in this region, and now Cummins is a player.
That's great. Now, how does the Cummins BESS solution stand out from the competitors present in the market today?
Sure. Our batteries are powered by lithium iron phosphate, also known as LFP batteries, known for long cycle life, thermal stability, and also proving safety record. Something that's unique as well, our BESS solutions complies with leading certifications worldwide, such as the UL 9540A, IEC, EC, UKCA, and Australia and New Zealand standards, making our product offering truly global. So in addition, it is easy, fully integrated, liquid cooled, and is also fairly or seamless, allows seamless integration with a Cummins gensets. So if you're a customer that already have one of our gensets in your facility, integrating BESS, it's a very easy task.
So, battery safety is a major concern, and especially with large-scale storage systems, we have heard reports of battery fires in some energy projects. What safety features are built into the Cummins BESS solution, and what certifications related to safety are there?
Thank you for the question. That's a very important topic. Safety is our number one priority. Right? We don't compromise on safety at all. It took us almost 2 years to develop this BESS because we don't cut any corners. So our BESS comes with the 9540A certification, which is the certification related to safety. In addition, it has 3 layers of fire protection. First, at the cell level, right? So we are monitoring the temperature of each specific battery cell. Second layer is at the system level, a fire suppression system at the system level. And on the top of that, you also have a sprinkler system. So as I mentioned, safety is our number one priority, and our BESS were developed with the high standards related to safety.
That's great to hear. And I believe knowing that Cummins has these certifications in place, it gives customers a lot of confidence with respect to reliability and compliance.
Yes.
Let's talk about the real world challenges your customers are facing today. What are some of the biggest problems that BESS helps them solve?
That's a good question. Great question, actually. So there are a few challenges that they face. First is the optimization of renewables. So you might install renewables. The moment you add BESS and integrate BESS with renewables, then you are fully maximizing the potential of your renewables application. Second is cost reduction. You might be able to reduce the diesel consumption, leveraging BESS and reducing the number of hours that you are running on diesel gensets. Another thing that's pretty relevant is noise. BESS compared to a diesel or a typical genset, the noise levels are much lower. And the last one is resilience, right? So depending on how long your power outage, if you are dealing with power outage, depending on how long the power outage lasts, you might not even have to run the genset. The BESS can handle the power outage for a couple of hours. So those are the 3 areas. So increasing the efficiency of the system, cost reduction, noise reduction, and offer resiliency.
Many businesses, they are still getting familiar with energy storage systems.
Mhm.
What are some of the common misconceptions or challenges that you think are hindering them from adoption of such systems?
Yeah, that's another great question. There is a lot of a misconception related to BESS. It is highly complex, is very costly, it requires a lot of maintenance. Uh, um, so let's talk about them. The education is key, right? So the way we handle these situations is actually trying to explain to potential customers the different application of BESS, trying to understand their business needs, and then most importantly, help them to calculate the return on investment. Depending on the application, is quite fast. Uh, I was recently talking to a customer that owns a mall, and they have a solar install on the rooftop, and then they actually pay a pretty premium price for the electricity. By adding BESS, the return on investment could be lower than 2 years, right? So, but obviously, until you sit down with the customer, understand their needs, understand the specific details of their business, they might have those questions. Yeah, worth the investment. Regarding maintenance or regarding is it costly? So it also depends on the return on investment, as I said. Maintenance, there is no moving parts, right? But so different than other equipment. Primarily, there's no moving parts on BESS, so fairly easy to maintain. Primarily visual inspections. So we go point by point and demystify those misconceptions that they have. So it's about
That's
education.
helpful.
Education.
That's really helpful, I believe, in clearing out a lot of things and beliefs that people hold today.
Yes.
So there are quite a few players entering the energy storage market, the BESS market. How does Cummins um, distinguish itself from the solutions present in the market?
Cummins is a company that have been providing, has been powering progress for over a century. So now, as we add BESS to our portfolio, customers should expect exactly the same high level of quality, exactly the same a product that is safe, and then most importantly, support by our Cummins network. So that's a major difference compared to other players, right? So it's a Cummins product, support by our network. Second is it is fully integrated solution, right? It comes with the PCS, the power conversion system, or also known as inverter. Transformers is included, so it's a plug-and-play BESS solution that we're offering. And another point is also, as I mentioned previously, it has all the leading certifications that globally, right? So making the same product we are going to be offering here in the Middle East is the same product we're going to be selling in Australia, same product we're going to be selling in Europe. So it has all the certifications. And then when you have that many certifications, you are kind of giving your customers peace of mind that we went to the proper testing, the proper procedures to ensure a high quality and safe product.
Let's zoom out for a moment. Battery tech is evolving so quickly. There's higher energy density, longer life cycles, and even discussions about solid state batteries. In your opinion, what do you think? What excites you the most about these developments in battery tech, and how's Cummins planning for the future?
Actually, all the above. There is clearly a lot of the battery technology is evolving quickly. So power density will improve substantially in the upcoming years. The cost, which help us to penetrate the market, is also decreasing, and I think will continue to decrease. And there will be some new chemistries that are being tested. There are a lot of experimentation on. So bottom line is, I think that customers will continue to benefit from a technology that will improve. So that means efficiency will get better, the batteries will perform also better. Something that I didn't mention is also fast start. So you might be able to charge, fast charging. You might be able to charge it batteries quicker. So I'm actually excited to be involved with industry, a sector in the industry that is actually, there is a lot of R&D being made, and the product is advancing quickly.
Another aspect is sustainability,
Oh.
right? Not just in reducing emissions, but also with regards to battery disposal and recycling. So what steps is Cummins taking to ensure long-term sustainability in its BESS solutions?
Yeah, that's a very important point. I'm glad you asked that question. It's important to highlight that releasing a net zero product is just one step, but responsible companies will take care of the entire product life cycle, right? So on average, because it depends on how you use the batteries, but on average, a battery could last 10 years, if not longer. We are responsible for how to properly handle the BESS at the end of its life. So in order to do this correctly, we are establishing partnerships with recycling companies. And then we're also exploring opportunities for second life use for used batteries, right? So there'll be another market that we can explore. So but most importantly, we're taking the proper actions to make sure that we take care of these products after they reach the end of their life, right? So that's what responsible companies do, and then and that's our goal, and that's what we're working towards.
Let's talk about microgrids for a moment.
Mhm.
So with decentralized energy becoming so popular, how does the BESS integrate with microgrids? How does it improve their performance?
BESS is actually has a pretty high penetration in microgrids. I mean, it's hard to talk specifically, but I would say that probably more than 90% of the microgrids, they have BESS, right? So BESS is a very critical component in most of the microgrid applications. For the reasons that I stated previously, it helps you to integrate the renewables. It helps you to balance supply and demand of energy, when to deploy what. So I think BESS is acting like the maestro of a microgrid, right? So you're there, you are integrating solar, you might be integrating a genset, or now it's time for me to deliver the power. So it's a very important component. Microgrids without BESS, they are not as efficient, right? So as I said, 90%, if not more, of the microgrids have BESS in their portfolio.
I think that's very insightful. Now, for businesses and communities who are interested in the solution, is the Cummins BESS available to order now? And what does a typical delivery and installation timeline look like?
Yes, it is available to order. We officially launched this into the market. So it is fully integrated, so you don't need to add anything else. Plug and play is pre-tested. So once it's delivered to the site, it's ready to be commissioned. There's no further work to be done. And then at the moment, our lead time is about 6 months from the time you order, which is pretty standard in this industry.
Right.
But we're not happy. We're working to see if we can reduce the lead time to maybe 3-4 months. But right now it's 6 months.
That's great. Um, Looking ahead, if we were to have this conversation 5 years from now, what do you think will have changed the most about the in the BESS industry?
Adoption, right? It is a market that is growing exponentially. Over the last few years, BESS, the deployment of BESS have been growing 22 on a compound annual growth rate. And we think that's not gonna slow down. So we're gonna continue to grow at that pace or even higher. So there will be a lot more BESS being deployed. So today there is a lot of segments in the industry that still are not taking advantage of this technology. If you fast forward 5 years from now, I think that's going to change. So BESS is going to revolutionize the power gen industry. It's a great bridge technology. And then, as I said, it complements perfectly renewables. As renewables gain participation, so does BESS.
I really hope that does happen because, well, we do need to adopt more uh, solutions to reduce the emissions.
I'm convinced it will happen, right?
So, on a personal note, Lucio, what do you like the most about your work with new energy solutions?
As the name says, new energy solutions, it's kind of a working on these new technologies. It's kind of a feel like working on something that matters, working on technologies that will have an impact on the environment, working on technologies that will allow us to reduce emissions. And the other thing is a very fast-paced industry. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of decisions to be made, and so I think we don't know we don't know how the future is going to look like, but we are shaping it as we speak, right? So with the decisions we're making today, analyzing the different technologies, where to invest, where not to invest. So I feel like I am a part of this transformation that's going on. So that and I have the privilege to work with fantastic and very capable people, very passionate about this industry. So I think we have Cummins is introducing BESS, and then we're just getting started. So I see a very bright future ahead of us.
Should we have a quick rapid fire just for fun?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Okay. So, if you were to describe BESS in just 3 words, what would it be?
Sustainable, transformative, and sustainable, transformative, and reliable.
I agree. Okay. So, what's the one energy myth you would like to debunk?
There is a myth right now that BESS is only for utility scale, right? In front of the meter utility scale. I think that's incorrect. There's plenty of opportunities. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, there's quite a few sectors in the industry or in commercial applications that they don't realize, but there's plenty of opportunities for them to incorporate BESS into their energy portfolio, and will make a huge impact on their operations, will save them, could save them a lot of money, improve resiliency. So it's not only for utility scale. Although utility scale is where there is the majority of the BESS being deployed today, but there's a plenty of opportunities for behind the meter, and that's what we're going after.
That's great. And the last one, if you were to have dinner with any energy pioneer, past or present, who would it be and why?
There's a name that comes to mind, but I'm going to choose one that's less controversial. I would say Nikola Tesla. He was ahead of his time, and I would love to have a chance to have dinner with him and discuss how he would tackle today's challenge in the energy industry. Right, he was a visionary, ahead of his time. So it'd be fantastic to have an opportunity to sit down with him and discuss today's challenge and how he would tackle them.
That would be so interesting if it could happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. This has been such a great conversation, Lucio. Before we wrap up, is there anything you would like our listeners to know about Cummins' vision for the future?
Thanks for having me, Maninder. Our vision is bold and clear. We want to power the future of energy with sustainable solutions. And our goal is to develop, launch, and then scale innovative products and contributing with an environment that's going to be cleaner and more sustainable. The introduction of BESS is just the beginning. We have many other ideas in our pipeline, and hope I have a chance to come back in a future time. Thank you.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of All Things Power podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.